body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Tuesday night reviewer. And for this evening I decided to watch the 2023 movie The Seeding. But I believe it's only just had its wide release this year maybe. Anyway, we start off with the movie. We have a toddler chewing on a finger. He's kind of wandering alone in the desert. Interesting kind of first scene that we get. But then we're following a guy. He's he's a photographer, and he's kind of comes across this child. He's out on the plane. He's doing his walking, and we kind of don't know where this is, where it's set. Anyway, so he sees this child, and he's like, "Well, are you lost?" And he's like, "Yeah, I need to get back to my parents." He's like, "Oh, okay, we go this way to my car." He's like, no, we've got to go this way. They're hidden this way. Or not hidden, they're this way somewhere. But so he's like, okay, he starts following him. Then it's getting darker, and he ends up kind of losing the kid. Well, the kid's going off, and he's just like, I can't follow this kid. I'm getting completely lost myself. And then he turns back, and he sees this house. It's in this canyon. So he climbs down this ladder to see, and there's a woman living in this house. She's quite a strange individual. It's quite a strange house. It's more like this shack, and she's not really big on conversation. And he ends up staying the night, just getting some rest, and goes to sneak off in the morning. And the ladders that he came down on, they've basically been pulled up. There's a section that's missing, and he can't find a way out. So he goes to see this woman, goes back into the shack, and she's like, "Oh yeah, sometimes people borrow the ladders." And it's like, okay. So he's basically stuck there. And time slowly starts ticking away, and he's kind of like getting a bit freaked by this. So he tries to climb out, and ends up falling and hurting himself. He hurts himself quite badly, hurts his leg. And yeah, he's getting really frustrated and angry. He's like, what the hell is going on? He's just trapped in this canyon. But then he hears these people, and like they're shouting to him, he's shouting to them, and like, yeah, we can get you out. So they throw him a rope basically. And so he ties it round. They gets him to pull him up, and they get about halfway up, and then they start messing around him with a rope, and he hits his head, gets knocked out, wakes up, is in the bed of the shack. This woman's like tending to him. Basically, it's these, I wouldn't say feral kids, but they're these really strange group of like, not even just kids. There's a few children, but there's like adults as well, young adults. And basically they're like they're toying with him. They're not letting him up, and it's kind of really weird. They even set food down at one point for them both, and it's just like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, so he's kind of like starting to really freaking lose his mind, and he's like starts accusing the woman that she's in on this. It's like, what is going on? You live down here, there's all these kids up there, you must be in on it or something like that. But he gets talking to one of them, and this one isn't kind of like the others. It has kindness, he's kind of quite nice. But then he gets overheard talking to our guy trapped in the canyon. And he basically gets strung up in this canyon. He's killed, has his back ripped out and stuff like that. And the woman sees the body as well. It's like, as our guy, and she kind of freaks out and knocks him out. And he wakes up in a cage. And it's quite a long time later, like all his hair's grown out and stuff like that. And yeah. Oh, earlier on as well, they ended up sleeping together at one point, and she gets pregnant. And so basically when we come back around, he's locked in his cage, and she's very heavily pregnant. And yeah, don't think I'm going to spoil it anymore. I'm not going to give away like kind of what we get right at the end, like the third act. I think that's enough of that. Yeah, this is quite an unusual movie. It's quite a slow paced one. As I said, it's very ambiguous as to where they are, but I mean, they all talk with American accents. They're not trying to hide anything, put anything on. It's kind of like, imagine a more socially adapt The Hills Have Eyes family, and I think that's kind of like where we're at, like with these kids. Yeah, I mean, we don't really find that a lot. We don't know why our woman is doing this. Like, these kids, are they all one big family? I think they are. Don't know if she's the mum. She looks a bit young to be the mum of some of them, to be honest. But maybe she's like an older sister and that. But I remember at one point, like he's kind of he's planting some flowers, some plants at some point, and he finds this ring and these car keys. So it kind of leads you to think that this is not the first time this has happened, which was quite interesting. That I mean, with how the story goes, it's not really hard to figure out. And even though I'm not giving away the final bit, it's really not hard to see where it's all going to go. And it's not that it's non-satisfying the end. It's like, I think how it ends up is kind of like, yeah, it's a decent approach to how the end kind of should be for this movie. Like I said, when you get past like, well, the pacing isn't actually an issue with this. It kind of fits quite nicely. I love the canyon. I love the kind of look, everything, the camera work and how all this is done. You just don't really get so much impending dread feeling as maybe what the director wanted with our main character. Like, he's stuck, he's freaked out, he's imprisoned in the middle of nowhere. But I don't know, you don't have it seems to lack, well, maybe it's to do with the pacing, but it seems to lack some sort of urgency for me, which like I found, even though I did enjoy the movie and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, kind of trying to ramp up some of my 2024 views now, and I don't think this is going to be in my top 10 list or anything like that. But if you like your slow burns and you like a nice setting and stuff like that, it's an interesting watch. Then yeah, I'd say I'd give it a go. But anyway, that's the end of the review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Goodbye.